Good morning. This is Tech Talk. The subject today is Learning Management Systems, and I'm Susan Argueta. This is the agenda for our discussion on learning management systems. Begin by defining them, talk a little bit about the history, the purpose, the current state of learning management systems, how they're utilized, different types of learning management systems. Then we'll get into some discussion on learning trends and new technologies, and finally the relationship between learning management systems and simulation. Basic definition for a learning management system is a software application or web-based technology that allows the user to create, deliver, monitor, and evaluate participant performance in educational courses or training programs. Learning management systems are utilized as a platform to deliver and manage educational material. Most learning management systems provide a platform for course registration, online course completion, evaluation, along with tracking course completion of participants. Many organizations use learning management systems to provide regulatory training, support competency-based learning or skills training. A little bit about the history on learning management systems. The precedent of learning management systems is correspondence training, which actually dates back to the mid-1800s. The concept of e-learning developed in the 20th century, when in the early 1950s, an increased enrollment in higher education came about as military personnel began to use their GI Bill. The necessity to deliver instruction to more students spurred the idea to create computerized learning systems. In 1960, the earliest networked learning system, being called the Plato LMS, began development in the early 1960s from the University of Illinois. Many modern concepts in multi-user computing began during the Plato LMS, such as forums, message boards, online testing, email, chat rooms, picture language, instant messages, remote screen sharing, and multiplayer games. The Plato LMS evolved through several designs during the first decade while supported by grants from a combined Army-Navy-Air Force funding pool. Early learning management systems began in the 1990s using the DOS method, serving business learners for the most part. In early 2000, the first open source LMS was introduced. Later in the same decade, Microsoft brought about the first SCORM learning suite known as SharePoint. Learning management systems were originally designed to be locally hosted by the purchasing organization using their own servers and network. Now learning management systems are offered software as a service, meaning the vendor hosts the LMS. The learning management system of today offers several standard features, such as a centralized learning platform where multiple participants may access educational materials in a consistent manner. Each organization may customize the material as necessary. Learning management systems allow multiple locations for accessibility of training material, which is useful for remote sites. Tracking and reporting progress of each participant is accomplished routinely within the learning management system. Learners' knowledge and understanding may be assessed before and or after each course in order to improve learning outcomes. Using a learning management system to reach large learner population pools provides a highly cost-effective method to delivering vast amounts of educational material. And lastly, a learning management system provides a central location for retention of all organizational educational materials. Today, learning management systems are offered in three basic categories of format, being either open source, proprietary, or software as a service. The open source category uses software that is freely available to anyone and may be redistributed and modified. The advantages of open source LMS are the ability to be constantly updated and expanded upon by a collaborative community. The more people, the greater the common knowledge and the better the system. It also offers flexibility to customize your learning management system platform due to owning your own code. Ownership of data is a wonderful benefit as well. The organization owns their own data. And no license fees. The user pays for the service instead. Disadvantages of the open source learning management platform are the fact that dedicated people to build and customize are not always there due to the collaborative community building the system. There may be gaps in which a knowledgeable member drops off from the project. In addition, there's not necessarily a specific person to address quality of the code as the project moves on. Proper hardware is required. Servers are expensive, must pay for hosting or debugging. Extra storage space sometimes must be added to the cost. Training and assigning administrators. Possibly the need for extra technical support staff to ensure coverage during extended hours. Another sort of LMS is proprietary, which uses source code that is not made available to the client. Some advantages of a proprietary LMS are reliability in performing functions of the LMS. It includes training and support, which means accountability for the well-functioning of the system. Disadvantages include increased cost, especially for smaller businesses, and it's challenging to customize and less space for testing new features. Generally more restrictive. Another category of learning management systems is called software as a service. It's a web-based application instead of hosting the software on the organization's network. Some advantages of the software as a service LMS are speedy implementation since the vendor is hosting the infrastructure, improved maintenance. Multi-tenant architecture means a single code base across clients. This means that all product upgrades, bug fixes are automatically available to all eligible customers. However, it must be noted that many software as a service are single-tenant applications, so the code is unique for each client, which is more complex to maintain since the fixes must be patched into a customer service account separately, which of course is more time-consuming and costly. Also, a great advantage is technical scalability. Multi-tenant software as a service are usually built on scalable and redundant cloud services, which are much easier to automatically scale up and down based on total network demand. This means concepts such as downtime and maximum concurrent users are no longer issues. In general, organizations have been slower to adopt software as a service learning management systems due to the popularity of open source systems. The basic contributing factors are the generally long replacement cycles for most learning management systems, along with concerns for security. Over the years, learning technology has proven to be highly valuable. Companies have seen increased profits, increased productivity, less turnover, along with employee engagement after implementing a balanced learning strategy supported by a learning management system. Effective learning tools, such as the LMS, have allowed learners to collaborate with both peers and experts. The evolution of the LMS has allowed the employee to learn on the go. Now some future trends in learning. Traditional learning management systems are being complemented with and even replaced by a wide a range of new technologies for content curation, delivery, video distribution, and mobile use. Continuous learning is critical for a successful organization, and skills are becoming obsolete at an accelerating rate, so employees are pushing for continuous skill advancement. Innovators such as Khan Academy have shown that employees, a new skill is only a click away. Even only a decade ago, companies were content to build virtual online courses. Now there's a focus on convergence, meaning bringing together disciplines within cross-functional teams to build products, address tough problems, and find solutions faster. So LMS and new technologies. Traditional approaches to learning are linear, such as books, narratives, instructional videos, which are designed to be viewed from beginning to end. Now access to information is more interactive and non-sequential. Learners want to understand by doing, usually by trying things out, which means learning becomes experiential. New media enables learner-centered education instead of teacher-centered. New online learning environments are interactive, using advances in virtual reality and augmented reality to train employees and students in a wide variety of situations. An example of a learning management system that uses VR and AR combines tours of fire-damaged homes and includes post-tests and tracking results. This helps those that are doing damage assessments for homes, prepares them in their training. Some other current trends in learning system technology are the rise in adaptive learning, which is about personalizing the learning experience. The goal is to reduce the time it takes for learners to become proficient, thus eliminating the need to cover content already known to the learner. Adaptive learning recommends content to learners based on their user profile data, stated interests, and required mandatory learning. The content may be formal learning, such as micro videos, or informal content, such as articles, blogs, and research papers. Another trend is micro-learning, a holistic approach to skill-based education which focuses on small or short-term learning units. Trends are focused on content, which is shorter and more relevant, delivered through video, content sharing, expert blogs, and webcasts. Peer-to-peer is gaining traction as learners share content, images, video, audio, and documents. The administrator decides whether to allow some or all of the content. Another trend with learning management systems is including innovative learning with contests and rewards, known as gamification. And almost half of organizations now use mobile devices for their online training needs. More and more learning management systems are offering geolocation features, which give you the opportunity to deliver relevant online training to broad global audiences. Now for some examples of learning management systems in simulation. Simulated surgical training using interactive 3D web-based environment with a case-based approach is available now. The learner watches a video of the actual surgical procedure using a head-mounted camera, and the learner may use a Show Me option that provides an animated demonstration of each step in the procedure. The Try Me option allows the learner to select the correct surgical tools and perform surgical procedures. Guided hints help learners to rectify mistakes. New applications training. Traditionally, applications are explained in a classroom environment with text-based handouts for learners to read. This approach does not allow the employee a chance to gain hands-on experience, which usually leads to confusion during the actual initial implementation of the new software. Now, simulation-based training modules are used to teach employees the application prior to implementation. The option of simulation-based training prepares the staff in an engaging way with a shorter period of time while providing continuity in training methods. Virtual reality and augmented reality are being delivered via an LMS and being used as simulations to help employees prevent workplace injuries by setting the employee inside a virtual environment to interact with virtual objects. Another method is called interactive task walkthrough, which are simulations blended with online tutorials on an LMS to improve employee task performance. Employees view each step in the task, then perform it on their own by mimicking each step. Another method for learning on LMS uses emergency preparedness scenarios being delivered over the LMS with virtual reality or augmented reality. The employee is put in the middle of a chaotic simulation to rehearse how they will resolve an issue while under stress. It allows the employee opportunity to gain experience through simulations while moving through different scenarios before finding themselves in an actual emergency. Some current LMSs are able to serve as a platform to deliver interprofessional education for healthcare. These unfolding scenarios are delivered in small episodes that follow the patient through the continuum of care and become increasingly complex as the symptoms and diagnosis change. These learning management system platforms provide both self and team-directed learning, along with feedback on objects and core competencies as being met or not met. The platform works from a stationary or mobile devices. In summary, learning management systems are an effective platform to deliver and evaluate training for learners. More and more new technologies are being combined with learning management systems to bring about a learner-centric experience. And increasingly, training on learning management systems is being delivered through mobile devices, which means the training is available all the time wherever the participants would like to train from. So this is a brief introduction to learning management systems, the new technologies, and their relation to our simulation-based training. Thank you very much.